Well, here it is, 4:40 in the morning, Father's Day morning. We're gonna go out and do our run. See how that comes out. Yeah. This is another part about bow hunting and life in general. Don't do this unless you can do it. I'm not bragging here. I'm just telling you. If you can't get up throughout the year on your own, it'll be daylight. The sun will be up at 5:40. We're gonna go out and run 7 miles around a 7-mile loop. Very entertaining. You get to see the sun come up, and you'll exercise your lungs, your legs, your heart, everything vital. Now, if you can't do this, don't do that. And if some of you have handicaps, I understand that too. I'm just saying that for some of you that can do this, you should be doing this to enhance your bow hunting. And say that, oh, Mealey, you're off the mark on that. No, I'm not off the mark on it at all. If you can't run, if you can't motivate yourself in your own environment, how do you expect to motivate yourself? You're going to turn this magic switch on when you want to go elk hunting or any big game hunting. You have to have total control. You have to be the mayor of your own body. And you can't put up false gates and keep you on one side of them. You've got to be able to control yourself. And that's called self-motivation, self-starter. I've always been that way. And that is one thing I think, even though I don't always come back home with an animal, that's just a small part of it. You still got to be able to motivate yourself. Grant Point Dexter hunted for, I think, 19 or 20 days in a row out in Utah last year, and came back as happy as he could be. He's 70 years old, and he motivated himself to get up and down that mountain by himself, and that's what it's all about. It's not always about killing something. So let's go for our jog. Yeah, I like to check the weather before I get going. I don't want to be running into a thunderstorm. But, it says that 94% humidity. Winds out of the west. Well, it was 3.5 miles an hour. That's Fort Dodge. But, well, it's going to be a wet, humid morning, so we might as well let's get out and go. You can see there's no rain in the state of Iowa. That's nice, because when you're out there, you don't need to be getting pelted with rain. You'll be at the farthest point, good 4 miles from home, so let's rock and roll. This first step is always the hardest, but once you get out that front door, and once you get out that front door, you get into the darkness. That's the easiest one, so let's get her going. It's 4:45. Street lights are on, and we're on the road. Talk at you in a little bit. Always something running in the dark that's quiet, and you see the day break. As you see right now, nothing but street lights. Yeah, we're on the Highway 28 roadside right now. Gravel under your feet, which is a good thing. It cushions your step. Sometimes that concrete and asphalt is hard. I like running on shoulders, so that's a lot softer. So, Father's Day, 2013. Here comes the car up behind us. Make sure you wear highly visible clothes. Some of the guys go out and run in black. Must have a death wish. Let those people in those cars get to see you. That might help save your life.
Yeah, I did have a guy a few years back make the fatal mistake. Every morning when I'd run, he'd try to swerve, run me off the shoulder. I'd have to jump in the cornfield, basically, to get away from the pool. Well, one evening, I caught that same son of a bitch at the Casey's store. And he got a good, up-close look at the son of a bitch that he was trying to run over. And that fat slob bastard got in his car, and I ain't never seen him again. Nice thing about running, you're in better shape than those people. And you knock their ass off. Here comes another one. Sunday morning. That's 2. Starting to get light already. You can see pretty good. It's just a little before 5. And you can see the radio towers down there. Sorry about the jiggling, but you're along the run with me. There's the white line on the shoulder. We're right at a mile now. And nice, got a nice breeze. A little humid, but got a nice westerly breeze, which will help because I got a good 2.5 mile stretch. That breeze will be at our back, which I'm glad it ain't in our face, because that just makes it that much more resistance. But you burn up more calories. Keep in mind, this is not a macho thing. I always say in my bone hunter education class that you cannot be a plain Jane cheese pizza in life. And by that I mean, as a bow hunter, you can't rely totally on your shooting expertise. I want to be a combination pizza. I want to be an agronomist. I want to be farmer. I want to be woodsman. I want to be athletic. And I also want to shoot my bow accurate. But that's only one small sliver in the board of bow hunting. And by God, I want to be the whole 2x4. Here we are at North River. It's back down. They thought I was going to go over the highway yesterday. So, on the bridge right now. We'll cross this bridge again, or this river again, in about 4 miles. We have a small hill in front of us. At the top of that hill, you'll feel like you conquered Mount Everest. And at the top, you'll be 2 miles into your run. So, that hill is a long incline. That's like putting your treadmill way up in the air. Now, we're at the foot of it. We'll be up the top in just a few minutes. Comes a couple more cars at you. Got the flag flying. See that wind? Not real stout, but you got some wind, which is good. Almost at the top of the hill. We're at the top of the hill. That was way back down there. And if you people didn't ever run this whole 7-mile loop and you ran that first 2 miles, I'd shake your hand at the top of the hill, because you will have to be in pretty good shape to run that first mile, then run up that hill, because that's about a mile-long hill. So now we're going downhill. G24. We should see sunrise, but being the cloud bank, we're running due east, so it won't be a sunrise this morning. So, later. Some of the sounds of the early morning. Frogs. You don't hear that midday. Getting lighter. Beautiful time to run, in my opinion. Beautiful, beautiful little setting right in here. This don't stimulate you and motivate you. It makes you think you're in Colorado with the spruce trees and stuff, and the woods down there in the creek bottom. This is what bow hunting, my friend, is a 12-month lifestyle. It doesn't end by fixing a tag to a trophy animal. That's just part of the equation. And if this retreaded retard can motivate himself, I'm not condemning anyone in this video. I know some people are overweight, maybe not their fault, maybe genetic or whatever, but try to do something. And I'll tell you what, the sweat that you earn from this is far greater a reward than any man-made given paycheck or any man-made trinket to hang around your neck. This is for you. This is personalized. You earn this sweat, and you earn so many benefactors. You benefit from it so many different ways. So do it if you can. If you can't, do what you can, but try to do something. Like I said, this is not a macho, look at me, show off bullshit. This is to motivate people, to give them reach down, give them a helping hand. And you know, I found out in life, they gave me the hardest job. An inch is a cinch, and I can do a mile with a smile. So if you move that foot 1 inch forward off that couch, you're already a winner. Later. What solitude. About 5:15 in the morning. This is not your running with the stampede from dam to dam by any means. This is you and nature. Letting that fresh air come into those well-ventilated lungs to where they work properly. And it's just great to be alive. I don't know if you can, well, I don't know if you can see that flashing light in the background back there. But when we get up to that hill, and this hill goes for a long, long ways. It's all of a mile and then some. When you get to the top of that, we'll be 3 miles from home. So that means we're 4 miles when we get up to this red light. You will earn your place at the dinner table when you get up to the top of this ridge up here. So let's get it on. Solitude. Give you an idea of this hill. It's a long, long incline. You see how high that car is up there coming at us. It'll take the piss and vinegar out of your starch or out of your tail. There's the red light. We just covered another mile, and actually we got to go about a 1/16 more to be at the top. But this was back there, and that insult to injury, you're still on a climb. Don't climb until you go over this crest. Now we're going straight north, but that's a hell of a hole to climb up out of. And there again, if you were to only run that mile in your neighborhood, that would be worthy of a handshake. We're clear back down there in that valley. Now, this is where you don't want to get caught in a thunderstorm because you're 3 miles out. Back over in that way, my home. So I got 3 miles of flat, and that flat just about as hard as the hill. So now we're going to start our descent. With 4 miles into the run, and it's daylight. It's such a pleasure to take you folks along with me. I hope this motivates one guy. Oh yeah, I forgot. I hope this motivates one guy and one gal, to be politically correct. I know Christy Wagner will probably be watching this. Go, Christy! Some of the winding roads of Warren County. But I can't emphasize how stimulating this feels. And on another subject, I wish Irv Wagner the best of luck here coming up this week. He has to go under the knife on Tuesday to have his carotid artery unplugged. He's a lifelong smoker. I wish that hadn't happened, but it did. And he doesn't blame anybody but his own self. But here's a good example. I'm running 7 miles at 63 years old outdoors. Irv can't run 7 miles. He has a hard time walking around his household. And that's a sad subject. And but I want to touch on that. For you people that have got that damn cigarette in your hand right now, throw it out. And Irv would encourage you to do the same thing. Throw it out. If you got nervous habit, go get a pair of jogging shoes and do something for your overall health. I know, sure in hell know that Irv would have definitely done something if he could have just had somebody motivate him to do it. So, get ready to kick that bad habit before that happens to you. And best of luck, Irv. Yeah, you probably can't see him, but there goes some of Iowa's wildlife. They were over here eating in this alfalfa field, and now they're going back to their daytime bedding area over on the North River. It's like you can't see them. I was a little late getting the camera on when they crossed the highway. Yeah, just a picturesque setting. This would be the North River floodplain down in here. You see on one side the soybeans have just gotten planted. On the other side, the corn has emerged. A lot of weeds in it. That herbicide take care of that. But you only get this picture at this time in the morning. And I know it's a little shaky, but that's because you're running alongside me. Marlboro. I wonder, they put those crosses on the side of the highway where people die. And I wonder if that's where Smoker died at. You see these all along the roadside. Throw that habit in the garbage can. Don't throw it on the roadside. Just get rid of that. Folks, that habit is killing you prematurely. What part of that don't you understand? You walk around with a smartphone with a stupid cigarette hanging out of your mouth. How intelligent is that? A bad habit. Beer can along the road. Drinking and driving is against the law. I suppose that clown that threw that empty beer can out considers that he hid the evidence, he consumed it. He'd been better off left it in the can. That when he blew into the straw, it wouldn't register. We're getting dumber, 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 and dumber. Here's the second crossing of the North River. And we crossed it a few miles back. And at this bridge, we're 5 miles into the run. Just a little over 5 miles, but basically 5 miles at the bridge. So this is the North River. Sun's up a lot more. You can actually see the river down in there. It's running pretty fast, but 5 miles into our 7-mile run on Father's Day 2013, Warren County, Iowa. Yeah, you get up out of the river bottom and up on high ground, and immediately you're faced with the urban sprawl. And I don't blame people for wanting to own their own acreage. That's what Americans work for. It just definitely takes something out of the countryside. But that's why we live in this great country. We can do things that we achieve, keeps us going to that 40 hours. Only problem I see fit wrong with today is people want to work 40 hours, but they got a 90-hour debt structure. I don't see how those two come together. That sign sums it up. We conquered America both from border to border, coast to coast, but we haven't got it built that far yet. Okay, we're up to the top of this little hill, we're right at 6 miles. We've ran 6 miles now. And for you people that are into numbers, like if you like the gross score of your deer instead of the net, you could say you ran a 10K, but you really only ran 6 miles. So, 1 more mile, we'll be back at the kitchen. There you go. You know where those lead you to? They lead you to the grave. Choose a different trail. I mean, we're all going to die. That's a given. But why die with such a gross disease? It's self-inflicted. It baffles me. Totally baffles me. You're back into the city. They got rules how to live. You can't plant this, you can't plant that, you can't park here. How do we ever lose our rights? I don't know. You got spies in the air, you got spies on the road, you got spies on your cell phone. Welcome to America, the land of the dictated to. And the people voted for that regime to dictate to them. So I guess majority rules, right? Oh, damn it, I'm always in the minority. Sign says the good life. You seen what come out of those buildings? I don't know if that's the good life or not. Matter of fact, I ain't sure if that's even life. That's sort of warehousing. Bless those people's souls. A lot of good people there. Well, if you can see the horizon clear back there, that far, far tree line, that's how far we were, folks, this morning. That's a 7-mile loop in the Warren County countryside that you just went with. I know it's a little shaky, but that's real. And for all you people that watch all these so-called Saturday morning cartoon hunters with their hog bellies, think about how real they are. Well, there's where it all started at 4:45. When you seen that newspaper, it was in the dark. And that was the first footfall right there of 7 miles. So if you went along with me, congratulations. Now let's go see how long it took. Well, there's the clock, 6:08. Now it's time to sit, shower, and shave. And on a dry day, I'd be going to work. Well, we just ran that 7 miles. Not wore out. I'm ready to go. If you can't do that, I understand. I'm just trying to encourage you to do what you can do. Be all you can be. Don't hurt yourself. Check with your doctor. Find out what you can do. By all means, try to do something. Let's go give a flying arrow out here and see how accurate we are after a 7-mile jog. Well, for you that are planning on going to a Colorado elk hunt, a high mountain area, Montana, wherever, if you can't run that 7 miles, we're going to shoot this 3D target and see what happens here. This is real training for real hunting. We'll give it a go and see what we can do after running 7 miles. Because that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to get your blood pressure and your heart rate up. Then you come to full draw. You do not stand in an archery shop or in an archery range, flat-footed, eating ho-hos, and talk about hunting out west or any major, real big game hunting. Physical conditioning is your #1 ally. There, that's not bad after running 7 miles. So keep that in mind when you're planning on a hunt. And like I said, make sure you check with your doctor. If you can't do 7 miles, do a mile. If you can't do a mile, do a half mile. If you can't do a half mile, do 100 yards. But do something. Because, ladies and gentlemen, shooting one of these is just part of the equation. If you can't traverse the countryside on foot without a four-wheeler or four-wheel drive pickup, you're cheating yourself. And I see a lot of these so-called professional hunters. There's a guy that's a fisherman, an ex-fisherman, I guess. He's so grotesquely overweight. If I was a guide, I wouldn't even hunt the guy because I couldn't get him where he's supposed to go. So, I mean, if you're gonna go on a guided hunt, you owe it to the guide and you owe it to yourself. You spent a lot of money on that hunt. And if you show up in an out of shape condition, you're cheating yourself. That guide don't have to hunt very hard. He can take one look at you and go, he won't make it to the pond, you know. And so if that's where the fish are, or if that's where the moose is, or whatever you're in pursuit of, he knows you can't even get there. So the hunt's over before it begins. So be all you can be. And just, like I say, this sweat, this is better than a paycheck because you earned it. They can't tax it. Obama can't take it away from you. You earned it. Now get out there and earn some sweat.